volunteers.
Thank you. Good job. The year. And normally we do a volunteer of the year and a senior volunteer of the year, but this year they are one and the same. And so we asked all of our classroom teachers to nominate someone from their classroom who they feel has shown a wonderful amount of volunteerism in their classroom. This year, we selected Miss Susan Craig to be our volunteer of the year. Miss Craig unfortunately had a little bit of an accident and is currently in a rehabilitation facility recovering from her fall. So she was not able to join us today, but we are videotaping this, and so we're going to be able to show this to her to show her our appreciation for all that she's done. What we'd like to do I want to read to you the submission for her volunteerism for the year, and so that you all can hear what was said about Miss Susan Craig. Although well into her retirement years, Susan Craig has not cut back on her commitment to children. Her oldest grandson, Zachary, began kindergarten at Twin Lakes, a school of about 900 students, 10 years ago. Her youngest grandson, Nicholas, is a 5th grader this year. During that time, Susan has transported her grandsons to school and stayed many days to help in their classrooms. When Middle's grandson, Bradley, became a patrol 3 years ago, Susan volunteered to sell Sminsels, a Students of Service fundraiser, every Friday morning in the lobby before school. Even after Bradley went on to middle school, she continued the Sminsel sales to support Students of Service. This year, Nicholas is a patrol, and Susan is still in the lobby every Friday morning. 5 years ago, Twin Lakes was faced with sharing a media specialist with another school, which meant the library would only be open every other week. A group of volunteers, which included Susan, got together to work out a volunteer schedule so the library could be open every week. Miss Rentz, the media specialist, would see students for skilled classes every other week, but the media center was open to all students for small group checkout every day, thanks to the volunteers. Susan could always be depended upon to be there for her shift and to greet the students with a smile. Dependability was a key, since if the volunteer did not show up, the media center would be closed. This year, volunteers serve every other week on the weeks that the media specialist is at Twin Lakes. There is no media assistant, so while Ms. Rentz is teaching skills lessons, the volunteers help small groups of students find books on their reading level. Susan also checks out books, shelves returns, and keeps the media center looking awesome for almost 900 young readers. Susan knows our collection well and loves to help the students find books. She has served despite medical issues, returning after back surgery last year as soon as she could. Keeping the media center open for book checkout with extremely limited school staff has contributed to Twin Lakes' rise from a C school in 2014-15 to a B school in 2015-16 as well as 16-17. This past spring, Jennifer Smith, a 4th grade teacher, decided to make something out of the mounds of clothing in our school's lost and found, and thus the giving closet began. Ms. Smith says Susan went above and beyond her volunteer duties. She spent Saturdays making signs, putting together shelving, and sorting clothes. She spent many weekends and weekdays sorting and cleaning lost and found items so that children could reunite with their lost items. We've never met anyone like her, and the passion she has for helping children is undeniable. With last-minute notice, she even brought her grandsons back to Twin Lakes to help her staff the giving closet during open house for parents. We're so grateful to have the service of Susan Craig, and we consider her to be not only our Senior Volunteer of the Year, but also our Twin Lakes Academy Volunteer of the Year. Congratulations, Susan Craig. And we do have this plaque for her, so I'm not sure how we're going to, I'm going to give it to you, Ms. Hampton. How about that? Okay, so I want to present the plaque to you as well as a copy of the write-up. Give that to her.
Do a picture with the grandson.
This is, yes, come on over, please. And this is also a certificate of her showing her that she is our outstanding volunteer of the year. So, I won't bite. She is our 4th grade teacher here, and she is also in charge of the Giving Closet Project. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Well, Lisa Bowling reached out to me a few weeks ago, and since Susan Craig Sisu is our Volunteer of the Year, I wanted to just go ahead and do something a little extra special for her. Last year, we did start a project here called the Giving Closet that I ended up turning into a nonprofit last May. And Sisu ended up, she was one of the first people to actually volunteer and step up. So from working on Saturdays to endless hours on the weekends, and even today she still goes and picks up unclaimed lost and found items from schools for me. She's really been hands-on since day one. So I wanted to go ahead and just give her a special thanks. If Nick could come up here, please. Last year, my class ended up writing letters about the Giving Closet, and finally we have the little books published, so I thought it would be nice if Nick could go ahead and read one of the letters from the class last year.
To me, the Giving Closet is something that just puts me in the type of mood just to jump, cheer, and cry tears of joy. It puts me in a warm feeling in my heart. It started as my teacher's idea to fix our lost and found. After that, it started growing and growing some more. I am so glad our teacher even thought of the idea. She really cares about kids and the world, to be honest. Companies like Florida Blue and the Home Depot reached out to her to help for the project. Even First Coast News had reached out to her to put the project on TV. I actually have a song that reminds me of the Giving Closet. It's called The Call. Part of the song goes like this. It started out as a feeling, which then grew into hope, which would then turn into a quiet thought, which then grew into a quiet world. And then that grew louder and louder until there was a battle cry. I will come back when you call me. Today, our teacher, Miss Smith, read my class the book called The Shiny Red Shoes. The book was very cute. It was about a little girl who was given a new pair of hand-me-down shiny red shoes. She loved these shoes and wore them every day. After a year, they were too small and didn't fit her anymore. So she gave them away to a younger girl and said, I know she is about to have the best day of her life. It's just like the Giving Closet project. Just keep calm and give on. I want the Giving Closet to go around the world because it is a beautiful idea. The world is so selfish, and this is the only spark of humanity of giving back I have ever seen in this world. We need this to shine down in those in need. We need God to bless the world.
And that was written by Madison, a student I had last year. But I hope everyone gets an opportunity to read these letters because they are heartfelt, and the experience that my class had last year with this project was amazing. And I think it opened their eyes to see exactly what's going on with poverty, even in our own school communities. So, Sisu, I know you're not here today, but we will see you soon, and I love you.
All right, well, of course, giving is a fitting theme here since everyone here has certainly given up their time to help to be here at Twin Lakes and to support our students. And I want to bring up Stephen Coppola now. We have an award, PTA award that is named for his mother, Kay Coppola. And Stephen, when this school opened in 1998, Stephen was in the 4th grade, and his mother was one of the founding members of our PTA, the group that met and kind of put the PTA together. She came from Beau Claire. Stephen had been in Beau Claire. And his mom did the handprints that you see in our lobby when you come in. That was her first year project with all the students who were at the school that opening year. And then the second year, she did our school crest, which is up on the landing with the 5th graders. Unfortunately, she passed away when Stephen was in the 6th grade, but we all, always remember what she gave to our school, and we think of her as inspiration for all the work that we do here. So, give these boys and Stephen to introduce our
All right. Morning, everybody. Our first award winner has volunteered at Twin Lakes since 1998. That's 19 years. Since her oldest son, Matthew, was in kindergarten and Twin Lakes first opened. Becky Riska, please come up.
Turn it over.
Is she our camera person too?
Yes.
Very nice. Her first PTA position was the chair of the project in 1999, and since then she chaired Box Tops, Readathon, and for the last 6 years, yearbook. For the yearbook, she worked hours behind scenes and attends many events to capture those special moments and pictures. Her fellow PTA members say she is quiet and gracious and works tirelessly, supporting them in many ways. Join me in congratulating Becky Rizzo.